Hello, Jazz Angels everywhere. We have a great show planned for you today. Many of our Jazz Angels bands will be playing with previous Jazz on the Patio celebrities, as well as our special guest, the amazing Tom Scott. We'll have opportunities for you to show your support and how to become involved with the Jazz Angels. In the middle of March, we had to develop and implement a new way of teaching. We were committed to empowering young musicians, preserving jazz, and delivering it over the internet right into people's home. I'm telling you, that was challenging. What you're about to see and hear is not only what our small staff were able to accomplish, but what these musicians did from their homes, learning a whole new dimension of playing jazz, also making their own audio and video recordings. I'm extremely proud to show you what our musicians accomplished since the beginning of April. And I want to thank our celebrities and guests for being so generous, making time in their day so they can be part of ours. We're all about the music, so here's our first band.
Hi, this is saxophonist-Jeff Kashiwa. I live in Seattle, Washington. I'm also a jazz educator, so I hold near and dear to my heart fellow musicians who are also educators. And that would be Barry Kogert and Albert Alva. I met them in the late 80s, early 90s when I was living in Southern California, and we together did any kind of gig you can imagine. Big band gigs, small group gigs, weddings, birthdays. We had a lot of fun playing all over Southern California back then. The two of them have created a group called the Jazz Angels. As a matter of fact, back in 2011, I was their guest for their Jazz on the Patio series. Back then, they called it Boplicity. And since then, the organization has really grown. Barry and Albert have done a great job of training young people in the art form of jazz. And through that, I think these young people learn leadership, communication skills, focus, and how to be connected to their community, which is right now more important than ever. So we salute their hard work and efforts to make all of this happen. Right now it's my pleasure to be a guest soloist with the Jazz Angels. Here's Walkin' by Miles Davis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Feldman, Jazz Angels president. Don't these bands sound awesome? Jazz Angels create an environment for young musicians to play and preserve jazz and encourage community involvement. And by doing that, they build self-esteem, confidence, and leadership skills. Back in the day, we'd be seeing them play at Roscoe's Jazz Lounge. And by the way, here's a short clip, Limbo Jazz. You can imagine the work involved by our staff and the musicians so these live performances look and sound as great as they do. When everything happened just a few months ago, we rose up to create and provide interactive online programs with activities and training to help lessen the stresses the COVID-19 restrictions force on the young people and the families we serve. I want to show you another great clip from the bands. This is Miles Davis, the theme. These musicians learned, rehearsed, and recorded everything from their homes. They also sounded great, but was a lot more work with recording and video editing, and came at such a greater expense than the Jazz Angels ever dreamed of. We're here tonight to hear famous musicians, to show you what we've been doing this session that started in April, and to ask for your support so we can continue our programs in the wake of everything that's been going on. Debbie and I have become Jazz Angel supporters. And with that said, make your donation right now. Text JOTPV 2020 to 44321. Like I said, we played some great music for you tonight. Let's continue with our version of the jazz standard Robin's Nest by Illinois Jacquet.
My name is Eva, and I play the trumpet. I've been in Jazz Angels for exactly 1 year, and the reason why I love it so much is because the people are super nice, funny, and understanding, and the music is super fun and interesting. So since we had to be at home this past session, Barry came up with the idea of having the Riff of the Week. The Riff of the Week is a way for musicians to musically engage every single week. Here's our Riff of the Week. I really hope you enjoy it. Bye!
My name is Seth Robbins, and this is my riff of the week. And that riff is by me. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm Colin. I play bass, and this is my lick of the day. By Albert Alva.
Hi, I'm Ian. I play trombone, and this is my lick of the day.
Hi, my name is Xavier, and my riff of the week is by Frank Sinatra.
Hello, my name is Jet Fellers from the Jazz Angels, and I'm going to play my favorite lick of the week. I borrowed that from Miles Davis. Bye.
I'm Albert, and here's my riff.
Hey, that was my riff from the great Charlie Parker's Donna Lee. But you don't need to be a jazz great to play in our bands. Barry and I started the Jazz Angels so kids of any ability and experience could play together and discover the history of jazz. Listening and learning from each other as well as numerous professional musicians gives them confidence and life skills while carrying on jazz's cultural traditions. And they have a blast playing for you. Now here's one of our own jazz greats to tell you some more about our programs. Take it away, Albert.
Thanks, Mark. As you saw from the riff of the week, I'm Albert Alva, and proud to say that I've been with Jazz Angels since the very beginning. Some students come to us with a lot of experience playing jazz, while others are just starting to learn this style of music. We work with all levels, and all instruments are welcome. Barry and I are dedicated to making sure each musician gets the attention they need to be successful every session. Now, my favorite jazz saxophonist is Illinois' Jack Head, and we are thrilled to partner with the Illinois Jack Head Foundation as part of our Jazz Legacy program. This allowed us to give the students an introduction to him and his music. So the students of the next band are going to let me sit in on a song recorded by Mr. Jaquette back in 1974. Please enjoy Lute to Boot.
Hello, my name is Dr. Pamela Jaquette Davis, and I am president of the Illinois Jaquette Foundation. I co-founded the organization in 2005 as a testament to the lasting contributions of my father, the late jazz tenor saxophonist Jean-Baptiste Illinois Jaquette. We honor his legacy through positive and motivating programs that inspire learning, leadership, and personal growth, and ultimately empower our young people to make a profound impact on the future of jazz. Originally, our organization focused on college-age jazz students, but when I learned of the Jazz Angels and what they were doing with middle and high school jazz students, I felt we should form a partnership introducing these younger musicians to the music and legacy of Illinois Jaquette. The bands this session not only learned of my father's music and improvised solos, they learned of his passion for music education. Throughout this year, you'll be hearing Illinois' music and about his life from Jazz Angels musicians. There is more information about this program and about my father on the Jazz Angels and IJF website. You have already heard Robin's Nest and Loot the Boot. Now, the next band is going to play Flying Home, where musicians learned note for note the famous Illinois Jaquette solo. Please welcome the Jazz Angels Illinois Jaquette All-Stars.
I've been in the Jazz Angels for 8 or 9 years now, and during that time, I've played the flute, the drum set, and of course my main instrument, the trombone. And my brothers were in the Jazz Angels, so it was pretty natural for me to join in the 3rd grade. And what I like best about the Jazz Angels is being able to express myself through music and through my instrument. And it's very fun. Barry often tells jokes, and we laugh, whether it's at Barry's joke or at Barry, and he just makes it easier to play better for sure. So when this whole stay-at-home thing happened, we came up with a joke of the week, giving musicians a chance to tell other band members a joke for the week, and we posted them for everyone to see. So here's a clip of our joke of the week for this session. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Jet Feathers, and I have 2 jokes for you. I have a musical joke and a something else joke. For my musical joke, I have, what do you get when you cross a sweet potato and a jazz musician? A yam session. And for my something else joke, I have the joke, what is the cow's favorite day? Moo Year's Day. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Logan Rodman. I play the trombone. The joke for this week I will be saying is the treble clef and the bass clef had a conversation, and the bass clef was complaining, "You bring us treble?" But the treble clef responded, "All you do is bring us down."
I'm Pierre, and this is my joke of the week. An Australian and his crocodile walk into a bar. The Australian says, "Do you serve Australians here?" The bartender says yes. The Australian says, "Good. I'll take a cheeseburger, and my crocodile will take an Australian."
Hello, my name is Echo, and here is my joke of the week. Why did the piano teacher keep banging his head against the keys? Because he was playing by ear. Thank you.
My name's Barry Kogert, and here's my joke for the week. A neutron walks into the bar, walks up to the bartender and says, "How much for a drink?" Bartender says, "For you, no charge."
I think we could do better, Barry. So a neutron walks into a bar and asks the proton bartender for a drink. The bartender replies, "For you, no charge." The neutron asks, "Are you sure?" And the bartender says, "I'm positive."
Hello again, Rob here. Just want to chime in for a quick second and remind you that you can become an angel of the Jazz Angels. So with that said, text to JOTPV 2020 to 44321. In addition to providing funds for scholarships and growing staff costs and much needed video and audio editing gear, your donation is tax deductible to the letter of the law. We have a lot of great music still to come, featuring one of the best jazz saxophonists in the world today, Tom Scott. And for those of you who've been around a little while, you might remember this first group, Tom Scott and the LA Express, an absolutely fabulous group. Now, before we continue, a word from Barry Kogert, our Jazz Angel founder and director.
Some people take their first musical steps in jazz when they join our bands. Our educational model of using just a few notes and the right rhythms along with call and response exercises give first-time jazzers the confidence they need to overcome any fear they might have, whether it's taking a solo when no one else is playing or making a mistake. You can learn a lot by making mistakes. Believe me, I've made plenty. Here's a video of what happens in the Jazz Angels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Several musicians who join our program while in middle school stay with us all through high school. In 2015, we made a movie about the history of jazz featuring Jazz Angels musicians. Here's a clip of two guys playing in that movie, and then on a video taken from someone's phone this past summer, those two playing with the Jazz Angels on the big stage at the Latinas Arts Festival along the LA River. When I think back to those young boys who were so nervous making that movie, and then seeing them play now without any inhibitions, I realize the power of our program. Now, here's a classic Duke Ellington tune made up of only two notes, C-Jam Blues.
Saxes Hi everyone, my name is Eden Albert with Vibrato Girl in Jazz and the Herb Alpert Foundation. It's such a pleasure to be here today with you and be a part of the Jazz Angels, one of my favorite organizations. I also want to send you all a bunch of love and peace and health and well wishes during this very, very difficult time. Hopefully ending a corner very soon, and then we can all be together again. In the meantime, I'm here virtually and I want to share with you how I heard about the Jazz Angels. In April of 2019, my cousin and then President Rob Feldman came to me very excited about this organization, so I attended the first event. He was excited to share with me what the Jazz Angels were doing, not only teaching and preserving jazz, but the way the program is delivered, also providing these young artists with confidence and team building skills, which really doesn't exist out there anymore unless the parents are teaching it. It's so beautiful to watch these kids, and you can see the team building and you can see the confidence that they have. So of course I became quickly excited myself, like my cousin Rob, and I went back to the Herb Alpert Foundation and shared it with them. We got involved and we've been able to help allow the Jazz Angels to go from 3 underserved schools to 6. When COVID-19 happened, we continued to support the Jazz Angels as they developed and implemented their unique online interactive programs for the schools and the community. Their activities and training minimize the stresses COVID-19 restrictions have forced on young people, while still providing, as you have seen today, an excellent program to foster creativity and, of course, preserve jazz. Because of the online program, young musicians from Central California all the way to Irvine are a part of Jazz Angels bands. We have the pleasure of watching this tonight. So, the Jazz Angels is ready to expand, and I think we're all ready to help them do that. And with your help, we can do that. Let's do this together and continue to help them grow and keep jazz and creativity alive and strong. And now, let's hear from Barb, one of the Jazz Angel parents. And I wish you a wonderful, beautiful, entertaining evening.
Hello, I'm Barb Woofter, and I'm a parent of 3 Jazz Angels, Rebecca, Grace, and Josh. We first learned about the program in the summer of 2014 when they partnered with the Andy Street Community Association for a music academy that practiced at our church. Rebecca was 14, Grace was 13, and Josh was 9, and they all played instruments at school, but never played jazz. Once they did, they loved it and jumped on board the Jazz Angels bandwagon. Rebecca and Grace are in college now, but Jazz Angels has still given them opportunities to grow. Rebecca was the first person in the Jazz Angels Artist in Residence program. She learned how to do everything from organizing the music library to setting up the sound system and playing bass. Grace has helped out giving lessons to musicians who needed extra help. Josh is still in the program as a freshman in high school. Together, they all performed at many venues with musicians and Paramount schools, and even assisted teaching a group of Cambodian students. What I like about Jazz Angels is how Barry and Albert treat the students as musicians. Just like a professional musician, they're expected to practice their music and then bring their best back to the rehearsal, and they do. The growth and improvement from the first rehearsal to the performance at Roscoe's or Tracy's is amazing. And enjoying live music at these great local restaurants instead of a school auditorium is an added bonus. When COVID-19 caused all of us to shelter in place, the Jazz Angels staff didn't miss a beat with their spring semester. They arranged online rehearsals and used Dropbox to deliver music and playback tracks and sent emails teaching how to record at home. Barry has become a YouTube sensation with his weekly announcements, This Week in Jazz, and Jazz in Our Community. You've been watching what they've done since the shutdown to keep the jazz alive and our children from melting into the couch every day. My son Josh is scheduled to play in the next band, along with a very special guest who teaches at Cal State Fullerton and Long Beach and has played with greats like Tom Kubis, Gordon Goodwin's Big Fat Band, Manhattan Transfer, Joey DeFrancesco, Natalie Cole, and is the musical director for Pancho Sanchez. Please welcome Francisco Torres.
Hi everybody, I was a Jazz at the Patio guest back in 2016, and besides playing some great music with some great musicians that evening, we also had a chance about a week before to do an improv clinic with myself and all the students, and we talked about jazz, improvisation, shared stories. I mean, it was a really fantastic opportunity for myself and for the students. And I just can't believe the job that Barry, Max, and Albert have done with this organization. Just keeps growing and growing and growing every year. I just hear it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you know, one of the things that I really love about this is that they promote inclusion and diversity in every level of the organization. So kudos to them. And so now I'm getting ready to share the screen with some fantastic people, and we're going to play some great music. And what we're going to do for you today, or this evening, is The Chicken by Mr. Jaco Pastorius. Hope you enjoy it.
Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Baker, and I'm one of the staff at Jazz Angels. I recently transferred from Long Beach City College to Cal State Long Beach to finish up getting my bachelor's degree in saxophone performance. I met Barry at Long Beach Poly Music Fundraiser, where I played the flute at. It was probably the first time I ever got to jam, trade courses, and interact with other musicians. When Jazz Angels started, Barry asked me to come in and help with the bands. So I did. Now years later, I direct some of the bands, arrange music, they're in stay at home, and I've been editing the video and audios for the session, some of what you've seen tonight. Part of the Jazz Angels mission is to mentor the younger musicians by having pros sit in with the bands at rehearsals and gigs. So, keeping in true to form, the Jazz Angels, I'm going to play flute with the next band. And after that, we'll hear from Tom Scott.
Folks, I am so happy to introduce our special guest artist. He's played on so many recordings, written so many great songs, and has been in so many bands. Tom Scott and the LA Express, Steely Dan, Blues Brothers, and so many other ones. He's also written only the best TV show themes. On top of that, he's an educator committed to keeping jazz alive. When Carole King wanted to write her tune Jazzman, she got Tom Scott to play the sax, 'cause he is the jazz man. Please welcome our Jazz on the Patio 2020 special guest artist, Mr. Tom Scott.
Hi, Tom Scott again. I'm truly honored to be part of tonight's concert. Don't these bands and the other jazz artists sound great? I hear your virtual applause. It's so important for young people to participate in this great American art form. The Jazz Angels' vision is to become the premier model for jazz preservation and education. Tonight, you are making that vision a reality by watching tonight and providing your continued support. Again, I want to personally thank those who provided the essential funds to make tonight possible. Deb and Rob Feldman, Cheryl and Steve Burke, Coralie Prince, Linda and Alan Sherry, Mark Barnes, and of course the awesome Barry Kogert. We've had a great evening of music, but it's not over yet. I'd like to sit in with the next band playing Benny Golson's Blues March. Thanks again for inviting me to be part of Jazz on the Patio Virtual Edition.
Wow. Wow. Wasn't this an incredible evening with Tom Scott, Francisco Torres, Jeff Kashiwa, and all of the Jazz Angel musicians and staff? I also want a big shout out to our board of directors. Thank you to them. I also want to thank Eden Alpert, partner for Brado Jazz Grill, and Dr. Davis of the Illinois Jacquet Foundation. Don't forget, you can be a part of the next wave of Jazz Angels, either as a volunteer or a financial supporter. Here we go again. With that said, text jotpv 2020 to 44321. Remember, and if you want to volunteer, you want to see what Jazz Angels is all about, go to our website, jazzangels.org. It will give you a great story of what we do and how we do it. So now I also want to thank Barry Kogert, our founder and director, and I'm going to turn it over to him for his closing remarks. Thank you again.
On behalf of the Jazz Angels and everyone who helped put tonight together, I want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching our Jazz on the Patio 2020 virtual featuring Tom Scott. You can watch this again on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. Follow us on all social media platforms at Jazz Angels LB. And we so look forward to the time where we could be in person soon playing jazz together.